Yeah, man.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, now it's white. Okay.
Okay, it's recording.
Yes.
We're doing it.
We
Okay.
just finished Good, Bad, and the Ugly. And
Nice.
Mark's first time.
Yeah.
My second time.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
so the way we'll do this is we'll start with non-spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
For
that's
a
right.
very
That's important.
a very brief moment. Just saying whether or not we recommend it, whether or not we liked it.
Maybe
Some
additional
similar films.
Yeah.
Like if you liked this, you might like this film.
Yeah. And there's going to be a time code on the screen somewhere.
Well, no, not on the screen, in the description.
In the description?
Yeah.
Okay, there'll be a time code in the description.
To where you can click if you want to jump past the recommendation.
And to go straight into like...
Actually, why would they want to jump past the recommendation? Should we even do that?
No, we shouldn't do that.
Okay. Anyway, in case you don't know, this is our first video.
Yeah, but we'll make it very clear when we go to spoilers.
We go to spoilers.
I think that's all we need.
Yeah, because we want those who have not seen the movie to watch the video if you just want to know what we think. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so Good, Bad, and the Ugly. This is... I completely understand now why this is like one of the crowning achievements of cinema. And I can see so many films that were inspired by this film in retrospect.
Yeah.
Like Indiana Jones, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Anything that's a Western, like.
Yes.
That's where this comes from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is one of the best musical scores I've ever heard.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you really see how the theme, why it's so prevalent in the world, because in the film it's so prevalent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear it so much.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, but like to compare it with, that's a spoiler. I'll leave that later. But
right.
but like I mean, if you have to watch this film, I think.
Yes.
If you are interested at all in Star Wars, if you like Star Wars, watch this film. This is basically Star Wars' father.
Yeah.
I am your father. The Good, Bad,
Yeah,
and the
there
Ugly.
you go. Ooh, spoiler.
Well, so you can spoil Star Wars.
I know. I'm teasing. Yeah. But you can also see, if you're a Tarantino fan especially.
Yes, this is also Tarantino material.
Yeah. I think in terms of certain pacing things, Tarantino still dreams of accomplishing what The Good, and Bad, and the Ugly does. In certain scenes where it's just, you feel the tension, you feel the pacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in his later films like Hateful Eight, where you really see him... We can talk about that later.
Yeah, Tarantino is definitely like a variation on the same theme.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you can totally see it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This film is very... I don't think this is a spoiler, but it's very innovative for its use of super close-ups.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Like, I don't think there's any film in this
Space
era.
in general.
Yeah.
Space and film
Mm-hmm.
is really well utilized here.
Yeah.
Like from the first scene to the last scene, every moment. There's the space between the characters, the space where the characters
The
are
space
in,
between us.
and please, and the environment of the characters, even socially, not even just physically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like, that's a totally different thing. Physical space.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And how far away the camera is as well.
Right, and it's so good at it knows exactly when to use one tracking shot to reveal something, but it also knows when to edit things really quickly to make it seem like to make you feel the physical space as well as the characters' emotions. Yeah. So definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
Star Wars is a recommendation.
Right.
Believe it or not, I haven't seen any Indiana Jones film.
Oh yeah. Maybe we should watch those.
Maybe.
As like, I don't know.
Start with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
No. Definitely not.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be an interesting one to do.
Get some films off my shame list.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. If you paired this with either Star Wars or Indiana Jones, it'd be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, the tone of Star Wars is pretty different. That's an interesting comparison. I've never made
There was one scene that actually reminded me of Star Wars.
Really?
Okay, let's go into spoiler mode now.
Wait, do we have any other recommendations that are not Westerns? I'm trying to think.
I think we about covered it, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't know too many other Westerns.
Watch this movie if you haven't.
Yes.
That's all. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a classic, and it's a classic for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Spoilers?
Okay,
spoilers.
Okay,
all right.
So the one scene that reminded me of Star Wars was they're in the camp. They go off. And you hear no, stop that! And then come out with uniforms. It's an exact scene in episode 4.
Really? Another scene is when they're taking the stretcher. They go in, you don't see.
Yeah, that's what that's the scene I'm talking
stretcher
about.
Scene?
That's the scene I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This is Yeah. Watching it with you, the humor really, really came across.
Oh, really?
Compared to last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, something about the last time. So I have a little movie club at school. School just ended. I'm not a student anymore, but I still hang with the college kids. Makes me feel young. But I basically share my movie love with my friend circle by showing films at a projector room every weekend. And for one day I showed Good, Bad, and the Ugly, and that was my first time seeing it. And the vibe was really different.
Really?
From when I watched it with you.
What was it like?
Well, I think, okay, we're going to have to deal with the whole extended edition talk.
So, talk about that, yeah.
Okay, so what happens is, ever since the Blu-ray, and maybe even before that, one of the later DVD releases of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, in order to watch the best quality, you kind of have to watch the extended edition, which has 20 minutes of extra footage compared to the original theatrical release. And anyone who's seen the theatrical release, like I've done research on forums and stuff, and they're all like, yeah, you gotta catch the original if you can. And there are people who would choose the 1990s DVD release over the Blu-ray edition just to get those 20 minutes shaved off. And so what I did was I got a copy of the film, and there's a website called moviecensorship.com where they compare all the cuts. They tell you exactly where all the cuts of the theatrical version versus the extended edition, where all those are. And when I read it, I'm like, okay, these are very minor cuts. Like, the longest scene that was cut is like about 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And that's like one or two of them. So I was like, if the people seem like it's pretty unanimous that, like, the theatrical version's the better one. So let me just try to follow every single cut. I took out my video editor. I edited the cuts so that it's exactly it follows exactly the theatrical version. And
so we just watched the theatrical version.
We just watched the theatrical version.
Which is not publicly available.
It's not publicly available unless you buy an old DVD. Okay. Yeah, but
so there's only two versions then. The theatrical and extended.
If you get international, there's like an Italian version. There are versions with certain, but basically it's somewhere between 2 hours and 40 minutes to 3 hours. Like, all the other editions exist somewhere in between those two times.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. This flowed extremely well.
Exactly.
There's only one scene that I thought was like kind of extra.
Really?
Which was the scene with Tuco and his brother.
Okay. I really like that.
But in retrospect, I sort of understand because especially with Italian films, family is usually like what's like the central thing.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that there would be a thing about family in this film.
Right. I like the way
but otherwise it seemed like if that were not in the film, the film would still work.
Yeah, of course.
Where with every other scene, if you took it out, the film wouldn't work.
Right. Yeah. And it went down to like cut 0.8 seconds off of this gunshot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And even those, like, when you actually notice it, they flow better. Oh, shit. Yeah, we might have to. But it's clipping. It's peaking.
Don't worry about it.
And
Also, the microphone should be like here.
Oh, you're right.
Don't move it for now.
Okay.
This is our first video. We might get some things wrong.
We're getting the sound wave. We're good. Yeah.
Also, just so you know, we'll take a picture of it and maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't want to do any post-production on these videos just because, like, our plan is to. So we should say our plan, right? Yeah. So last summer we were watching.
We already have the intro. I feel like we should redirect it to the intro video because we've already.
Oh yeah, I guess we have already talked about it. Well, maybe just to briefly say, our plan for the channel is to watch a movie a day, and to release a video a day.
Yeah.
During the summer.
Yeah, and towards the beginning, not only in general there will be no post production, but towards the beginning we're trying to promote it as little as possible, just so that the purpose of the channel is like purely to talk about film in a very raw way.
Yeah, and also just to get content of films that don't have a lot of content, because we're watching sort of some stuff that doesn't get talked about a lot.
Yeah, we're not following the weekly.
Like, our first film is like The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, just because of our choice. But, most of our films will be pretty more rare and underground.
Yeah, lots of foreign films. Be prepared for lots of foreign films.
Yeah, definitely foreign films. I was gonna say something else. What was it? Oh yeah, another purpose of this is just to give us more regularity. Yeah. Of watching films, because we did this last summer.
We're very lazy people and unmotivated people.
We something we want to do this semester, this summer is do a long movies expedition. Yeah. And we have like 10 movies, starting with this film actually. Yeah. Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
I think we should save some of the.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm not going to spoil any of the films.
Yeah.
But can I say the number of films? Sure. Okay. 10 films plus 1.
Extra credit.
Yeah. So we have a couple of extra credit films. Mm-hmm. But we have 10 films that are in a long film exhibition that go from 2 hours 40 minutes to, should I say the time?
I think we should.
Okay, to 7 hours, then a 10-hour film as the 10th film.
Well, it's technically 9 hours and 39 minutes.
If you know your shit, you can probably figure that out what the film is. Yeah. And then another film which is the same duration but like a couple minutes longer.
No. The 10th film. Yeah, the 10th film is 9 hours and 32 minutes. And the bonus film is 9 hours and 39. Yeah. And a hint for you guys is both of these films are usually watched in chunks.
Yeah. So we're going to try to do it all in one sitting. Yeah. And every film in this list is longer. Yeah. Yeah. So going the whole full span from 2 hours, 45 minutes to 10 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours and 40 minutes is hardly a long film, but because Mark hasn't seen a film, hasn't seen movies in a while because of his semester, we decided to start with this. Yeah, Letterboxd.
It's on the Letterboxd.
It's on the Letterboxd.
If you want to spoil yourself.
Yes, but the other thing is after this film, any other film of the long film expedition, we both have not seen.
Yes. Yeah.
Good, Bad, the Ugly is the only one where I've seen it previously once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So, most of the films we watched then are going to be true first impressions.
Yes.
For both of us.
I can't imagine.
We will definitely never watch a film that both of us have already seen. Yeah. I think, unless it's something like Silent Voice, or like where we just want to rewatch it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But see, during our last long film expedition, that's when we discovered Love Exposure.
Oh yeah.
Am I in a frame? I keep on thinking. Did you?
Yeah, I think you're in frame.
Okay. Yeah. That's when we discovered Love Exposure. We also watched the 4 hour and 53-minute cut of Das Boot.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Which is great.
Yeah, that was as far as we got that summer.
That was as far as we got. Yeah, we tried A Brighter Summer Day, but we didn't like it that much. Yeah. But that's talk for another time, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. But I think that's all we need to talk about for the.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to the movie. Okay. Yeah. I have an interesting comparison.
Oh boy.
Between this film and another film. You know what film it is?
No.
The Handmaiden.
Why is that?
Okay.
Handmaiden, Park Chan-wook.
I'm going to spoil The Handmaiden.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So The Handmaiden, where was it made? South Korea or something?
That could be a place where you put a time code.
Eh.
Maybe not. Maybe we'll see.
That's too much post-production.
Okay.
Too much post-production. Fine. Too much post-production.
Go see The Handmaiden. I really like it. He doesn't.
Okay, so I had a big gripe with The Handmaiden because of how they kept information from the audience. Mm-hmm. Where the film goes along, and then boom, twist. Turns out there's some crucial information that you do not have to understand what happened.
Right.
Then they go back in time, and they go through the whole thing again, and you have a completely different interpretation of it. But they do this like twice, and it's a really cool tactic. But to me, it takes advantage of the audience in a way that I think is kind of immoral.
Immoral.
Or not immoral. It's disrespectful.
All right.
So, and Kevin loves this movie. Yeah, so we had a big big. Like,
that's one where I wish we could have recorded.
Yeah, that would have been really good.
Gosh.
Yeah. That's another reason why we want to record this, because like we have discussions about.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they get really deep.
This is close to what we, except for when we acknowledge the camera. This is close to how we talk about.
We're going to try and do less and less because the part of this is also just to get good talking about movies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your comparison with it?
Okay, so the way The Good, Bad, and the Ugly hides information. So it did one thing, and at first I was like, oh, this is kind of similar to what annoyed me with The Handmaiden, which was when they did the reveal of that they knew each other and that the hanging of what the very first time that they showed how the hanging system worked, because they introduced the good character. Yeah. The good character captures Ugly, Tuco, and gets him hanged, and the assumption is, oh, he's getting money for Tuco, and you know nothing of their relationship. And then Tuco's rope gets shot,
right,
and it's revealed, oh, they knew each other all along.
Right.
This was a deal between them.
Mm-hmm.
So normally that's like, okay, but technically it's the same thing as a handmaiden, where it's hiding information that the characters know, and we don't.
Yes.
That both characters know. However, what makes the film as strong as it does is because of the constant dramatic irony that goes along.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's not only moments in the film where we don't know things that the characters do. There are moments where the whole film is about the interchange of information and how they use the holding of information as holding power within each other. So then it's the film that's where the tension comes from in between the characters inside the universe. It's not just a film refusing to tell you information outright.
That's a very interesting point, and I don't want to go too much into the Handmaiden.
So this is not about the Handmaiden, but that's part of the reason why this film works so well.
Yeah,
is because of how it juggles information and how it uses that to build tension.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What? Okay, I guess we'll get to it. One of the things I noticed is one of the scenes that was cut, one of the longer segments that I cut from the extended edition that they included was there's a scene in the so we see Angel Eyes at the beginning.
Yeah.
We see how he's the bad, and then the next time we really see him is when they go to the training camp or the prison camp. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in the extended edition, there's this extra scene where he's where Angel Eyes goes to get some information from just a random place. He goes into this random like wrecked building of, oh my god. Did it get much
We
more?
have the phone. My phone is taped to the wall, which is taped to a granola bar.
Make
sure. Okay. Yeah, let me show you the framing's still okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna touch it. Whatever. Technical difficulties. They'll deal with it.
Yeah. But yeah, but the fact is, we see Angel Eyes go ask some random person information about Blondie or no, about what's the name? Bill Carson. And now thinking about it, when I watched it, I'm like, yeah, I think that scene's kind of important. But honestly, the film works much better when you don't see Angel Eyes for that long, and then the next time you see him, he's just there in the prison camp. Yeah,
for that moment was really strong because that's the first moment all three characters are going to
exactly.
be there. But the thing is, because of how the film presents these characters, it's there's so much metafictional shit going on in this film too. That's so cool, and that's one of them. Where the film introduces, okay, these are the three characters, and it's up to your own intelligence to figure out this film is about these three people.
Yeah.
And the interplay between these three people, which you already begin to see, but it's you see the connections happen before they three meet, and then when they meet, it's this big moment. I think there's a really big music cue there too.
Yeah,
I remember.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool because the main plot of the movie is obviously the gold, but there's so much of the film's runtime where it's just about how these three interact before they all, collectively go seek the gold. Like when Tuco was torturing Blondie.
Yeah.
In the desert. Yeah, like stuff like that.
That's a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Where the prisoners are playing music.
Exactly.
And they know exactly why they're playing music.
More feeling.
More feeling.
More feeling. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the way the scene is set up is Angel Eyes asks Tuco whether you want some music with your meals. And then he kind of looks out the window and gives a gesture, and you hear the same theme that's already been playing throughout the scene. And you're like, wait, what? Is this film really... where's the soundtrack coming from? And then you see the band, and something about that works really well. The film, the music becomes part of it, and it's really it's something else.
The way the music, Oh yeah, that's another thing I really liked about that scene. Yeah, is how the music is both diegetic and non-diegetic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 And the cool thing is that's the first time we hear that same theme with lyrics. But there are scenes later on where the lyrics come back, but there is lyrics. Yeah, they were singing "Die." I don't know what the lyrics are.
Are you supposed to be able to understand the lyrics?
I think so.
I didn't understand the lyrics.
I didn't understand it either. I think they're in English though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the point is that it's cool that how they later reintroduce the lyrics, even though the band is still not there. It's like, is this music diegetic? Is it not diegetic? Mm-hmm. There's that thing going on.
Yeah, I make music for films, and I love doing that personally.
Yeah.
Where there's like, it's vague whether or not, or not that it's vague, but it's like it's acting as both.
Right.
Whether or not music is like in the world or not in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like how that theme is written because it does the. Okay, we're gonna get music nerdy for a bit.
Yeah, you notice it starts the same way as do da 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 da.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit! Yeah.
Which is Leia's theme from Star Wars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Leia's theme from Star Wars. Yeah, that's really cool. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe John Williams was inspired.
It could have been.
Yeah.
Although you could probably tie something to John Williams that is like, oh, that theme exactly is something else. But I don't know about John.
But unlike Leia's theme, this theme does something really interesting with upbeats.
The whole score does some interesting thing with upbeats. Yeah. Even the main theme has interesting things with like it displaces it by
right.
like eighth note or something.
Right. Yeah. But this theme, if you really try to tap it out, it's dee da 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 dee. Dee da 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 dee.
Oh, that's really cool.
And then it starts again. Dee da 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 dee.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So what we're talking about is it start the first time you hear Dion, that gesture, the first note is at the beginning of the measure, but then the answer to that gesture would be like dee da 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 da. I'm not describing it really well, but basically the second time it becomes an upbeat.
Yeah.
It becomes like it leads into the beginning of the measure.
Yeah, it also happens in the main thing.
Oh, do they do that?
Yeah, that's the end of the main theme.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. There's another music thing that I wanted to point out that I forget. The using of military calls.
Right, I heard the military calls.
Yeah, so I don't know how much you know about it. I only know a little bit. But taps is something they play at a memorial service for dead soldiers.
Okay.
So, and that was something that was played at very select times.
Yeah.
During the battle, while people were being killed.
Yeah.
And also at other times too, and also probably other military themes that I didn't recognize.
Right.
I don't know a whole lot about it. But taps is boo boo ba boo ba ba.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He incorporated that into the score.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Actually, the deleted scene where Angel Eyes goes and asks information, that location is kind of like a refugee camp or like people who are like just an injured soldier camp, and they play that theme.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually like how there was a big gap. Without that scene, there's a big gap between the few times we hear that theme in the movie. So, very cool. Yeah. Another scene that was cut was in the desert when Tuco was like torturing Blondie and possibly with the intention of killing him, slow death. There was an extra 2 minutes of further torture. And it wasn't needed. Like, taking it out feels so good.
Interesting. The torture felt like it ended right when it needed to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, in the where it's cut...
Wait, did you say 2 minutes extra?
2 minutes extra.
Jesus.
He takes out a picnic. He basically lays down food, and then he washes his... I think it's more like 3. He washes his feet with water. Blondie comes, wants to drink it, and then at the very last second, Tuco like flips the container upside down. So it's like basically what we've seen already with like Blondie's water container being shot, but they do it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just little moments like that. Yeah, because when I showed the movie first time, somebody who came thought the movie was very slow, and I think most of us, it was
for me that was not slow.
That was not slow.
We've seen some slow films.
Well, yeah,
but that was not slow.
Right. But sometimes the film can still feel slow for us. Like, we both think Dunkirk wasn't very successful. We both think Dunkirk is the most grueling, long experience. Yeah. But yeah, first time watching Good, the Bad, the Ugly, the extended cut, some moments felt like that.
Yeah.
It was grueling.
Yeah, every moment in this film felt nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting that they felt the need afterward to add footage like that.
It's I don't know. Yeah, they feel the need to add things. Yeah. Yeah. Like there was like one cut that was like 16 seconds of them attaching more explosives onto the bridge. Mm-hmm. And even that, like, when I remove it, I'm like, it works better. Because we already get enough scenes of them attaching the explosives onto the bridge. Yeah. Anything.
You know this film really well then, because you literally had to go through and edit it all.
Yeah. I notice every cut.
That's really funny.
Yeah. That's pretty. Yeah. That's pretty awesome, actually. Yeah, I think because of the interplay between the characters, when you finally get to see the three of them together in that final duel, it's just
that was one of the most intense cinematic moments in history.
Exactly.
Tarantino was not lying.
Yeah.
I think he said something along those lines, right?
Yeah.
That like you said, you told me that before the movie, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the way it builds, it's the music.
The music
and the cinematography. And also so another thing this film does really well, conveying information through non-dialogue.
Yeah. Think about how long it took before we hear the very first line. The entire character of the ugly is and then we see the bad walk into that house with the family, and he sits down and they eat. They eat like quite a couple of spoonfuls of food before he finally says something.
And by that moment, you already understand so much of their relationship, what's going on, even though you know nothing about specifics of like anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the coolest things, especially on a rewatch, I love the introduction of Tuco, where they freeze the frame. Like, you know, a bunch of people walk in, and then he just comes out, like, he's like, holding like some sort of steak, some sort of chicken leg, and he's like, "Argh!" It's so good because you don't know his character, and so the first time
totally caught me by surprise.
Yeah,
because like they said the bad, I'm like, wait a minute, that's
the ugly.
Oh, they said the ugly. Wait a minute, that's the last line in the film. Why is the way they what's going on? Oh, and then once it's the bad, I see what they're doing. Yeah. The next is gonna be the good. Yeah. That was beautiful.
But with each one, it takes them longer to get to that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the introduction.
Yeah.
Like the bad, it's way longer than Tuco's introduction. Yeah. But then the good, you see the interplay between Tuco and Blondie for quite a bit before finally the good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things that I've read, because I haven't seen too many Westerns, but one of the things I've read is that what this film does is the good isn't that good.
No, not
compared
at all.
To like...
No.
Yeah. Compared to
what?
So one of the tropes of American Westerns of the 50s is that the good is just... oh my god, it's falling.
It's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's getting close.
If it actually falls, it's in a case, I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we just put it back up and we make an edit. It's fine.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, we're still in frame.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So in American Westerns of the time, it's traditional for the good character to be just the symbol of light, to be just so good, so pure and intense, just like, justice and stuff. And the bad is always the mustache twirling. So everything was so two-dimensional. Mm-hmm. But just with Sergio Leone, that's what gives the spaghetti Western its character, from what I know. It seems like, by...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Sorry about that edit. Okay. We had to readjust the camera.
Yeah.
We actually need to... Wait, okay. We have to take a picture of it and put it on screen just for a moment.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, at some point during it.
Sure.
Yeah, not right now.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But as I was saying, it's the muddling of the morality that I think what makes this film so fascinating.
Yeah.
And I think maybe other Western films have their merit, but if it is what I've read, then obviously The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is like, you can see why it's so influential.
And they set it up really interestingly too, because during that very first scene with the bad, I think the assumption is based on the tropes, is that he's the good hero.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he killed him because he drew his gun first and stuff. Mm-hmm. But then he shoots the other guy because I always do what I get paid for.
Yeah. It's cool.
And then he's the bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, what is his job? So does he actually work as sort of like a general captain, I guess he just owns he's kind of like a leader of the prison camp?
I took it to be that he, through his own power, that it's just assumed that he was just that good to find a way to be the captain of that camp.
I guess so. Either that or
because I think he was told, I could be getting this wrong, I think he was told that that's where he was going to be. Mm-hmm. And then when he heard his name, he saw that it was Tuco, and then he realized something was up.
Oh, yeah, okay, so that's where the deleted scene comes in. Yeah,
that's another thing. Yeah, so another example of how they keep information from you as a way to keep the tension in a way that I think is okay. Mm-hmm. Where, because it's not where, they hold it for the whole movie to, keep you on your seat. It's, well, I mean, I guess they do that, but,
it's a fine line, but I understand.
They balance it really well to where they are still trusting in your own intelligence. Yeah. Yeah. It's not a plot device that takes advantage of you. It's a plot device that is purely for tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And I think one of the cool things I just love how the finale takes place in a cemetery, because you see so much death and the sparing of life and the killing.
This film seems to be a commentary on that almost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And then, the fact that's why the first time, and I've listened to the track Ecstasy of Gold so many times. That's when Tuco was running around. Mm-hmm. I've listened to it so many times, and I never knew what context it was. Mm-hmm. So, one minute I'm laughing at how Blondie is firing cannons at Tuco. And then I just love that reveal where you see the first gravestone, and the camera lifts up and you see the graveyard. It's just, so beautiful.
Shot. That's a great shot. I wonder, that graveyard is so cinematically perfect.
Oh no, they built it. They built the entire thing.
I assume they must have.
Yeah, they built the entire thing.
That was just a perfect graveyard.
Yeah, exactly.
For that scene and for that whole ending.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, man, when the camera was just zooming by, I like how that scene is built up.
It parallels the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
That's the connection I made.
Really?
To where how the intro is sort of more abstract and has lots of blurring colors.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess it's not the strongest connection.
Right. I think it's actually it's a parallel to the final duel. I think those two scenes, they do the exact same thing, where they start with the bigger picture, and then as the soundtrack reaches its end, as the scene reaches its end, it gets more closer. And it gets more blurry. Like the beginning of the Ecstasy of Gold, the running around scene, you see wide shots of the graveyard.
Were there any cuts in that?
There were many cuts.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. In
the running scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would show his perspective of checking the graves to him running, to another angle of him running.
The audio was really well done.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Is that all you?
What?
The cutting.
Oh no, there were only one or two scenes that really required me to take a snippet of the soundtrack, and most of them the soundtrack ends right before the added scene.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So it wasn't very hard at all.
Okay.
There was one fade out.
Because the whole soundtrack, especially for that scene, is very continuous.
Yeah, no, there's no cutting for the end, and anything past graveyard, there's no cutting. And that's just perfect. They maintain that. Okay. They better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was really well done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But similarly, with continuing my point, with the final duel, it starts off with you see the three of them stand on the circle, but then as it went on, you see the little gestures, the fingers on near the gun, and it's just that's zoning in.
Yeah, zoning in.
The zoning in, the building of tension along with Morricone's score.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest cinematic things I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Something else I thought was really interesting. The way they set it up is, it's what are they going to do, right?
Oh my gosh.
He gets a stone.
Oh, right.
He says, I'm going to write this on the bottom.
Right.
He puts it in the middle.
Yeah.
And you're like, or they're gonna race to it. What's gonna happen?
Right.
They slowly walk. To the three sides of the circle,
exactly.
And the music escalates, and it's not that they tell you what's going on, is you slowly realize what is happening.
Exactly. And that's
what makes it such a powerful moment.
And the score is so good because you have that figuration that's just kind of changing tempo. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's building up to something, and the score grips you, and you're kind of trying to figure out what's going on, and then you slowly understand. But another cool thing is, it seems like the characters know at that point that this is it. And I think this is what it all comes down to. Yeah, this is all what it all comes down to, and it's just so brilliant.
And then he fucking falls in a grave.
Yeah, he falls in a grave.
This is like, it's stuff like that where like, normally that would be really cheesy.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not cheesy.
Right.
It's because it's like, of course he falls in a grave.
Yeah.
Like, duh.
Yeah, another moment is when...
like it's so ridiculous that... Sorry, I cut you off.
No. Finish. You gotta finish your point.
Yeah, it's just so ridiculous that, like, in any other film, if, like, you weren't as invested in this as you would be, it'd just be dumb as hell.
Yeah. Another moment is when the captain dies after the bridge is blown. Like, I can see that being so corny in another film.
Yeah.
But it works so well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Yeah. Man, this film really knows how to make you invested in things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had another point about the final duel that I forgot. Man. What was it? Yeah. So, the coolest thing, I think, this is my favorite part about this whole final duel, is the fact that there are only 2 gunshots in the entire thing. Like,
what?
There are 2 shots fired for that entire final duel. All of it is the build-up.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think... I imagine that in most other westerns it's not like that. You gotta have the show. You gotta have like what happened with
Well, a traditional shootout in a duel, you usually only have like 1 or 2 shots.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah. I guess I'm just not.
Yeah. I mean, we had like the sort of like the big shootout moment
with Angel Eyes
in the town with like with his like gremlins or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. His gremlins, his minions.
His
minions. Not despicable minions. It's not what they sound like.
It's not what they sound like. That was awful.
That
was Schloofy.
From Oogie Loves and the Big Balloon Adventure.
That's a movie. Okay, we're not getting into
that. Yeah. Yes, we know Oogie Loves very well.
They probably don't know Oogie Loves.
Some of them do.
If you're watching a video of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly...
And then the Oogie Loves get mentioned. Dude, this is why this channel exists. Because we just kept bringing up...
Alright, let's not stroke our egos.
Yeah. No, that was enough. Yeah. Yeah, and another withholding of information. Tuco's gun. How it's not loaded.
Yeah.
I think that was...
How we don't know that it's loaded?
How we don't know that it's not loaded. Because he tries to fire the gun, and it doesn't work at the end of the final duel.
Oh. That was perfectly okay to me, because Tuco didn't know either.
Right, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's just one of the examples of where one character knows something and another character doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, and that's this dramatic irony.
But the craziest thing is, I feel like, because I've been seeing a lot of Marvel, like, I feel like there's something in, like, mainstream cinema, or, like, Marvel movies, where they do the same thing, where, like, they set up this big finale, and then, I guess, in that sense, it's more like a Deus Ex Machina, where something is revealed to be, like, something like Tuco's gun isn't loading, it doesn't work, like, something, like, you know, it's revealed that one of the characters has had something the entire time, and usually in mainstream cinema when that happens, you go back and watch the scene again, and because you know
there were no flashbacks.
First of all, there were no flashbacks. There were
no flashbacks.
Perfect.
I had that thought too.
Yeah.
But it's no flashbacks.
But even without the flashback, there are certain things that mainstream cinema does where, like, if you know something happens to a character, or if you know that the character possesses some sort of information, the scene before that totally loses its power. This final duel does not lose its power.
No.
Yeah. It does, because the point isn't that Tuco's gun isn't loaded. The point is that we followed them through this journey.
Yeah.
And how these characters intertwine.
Yeah.
And we've grown to like them, to love them.
Yeah.
And...
Yeah. definitely. I actually had a prediction of how it would end that was wrong.
What was it?
I thought he never learned his name, the name on the tombstone. I thought it was going to end in, like, sort of the anticlimactic way.
Oh, okay.
Where he, like, Good somehow outsmarted both of them.
Right.
Into bringing them along this whole way.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out he never knew anything.
I really like that.
He was just doing that. Well, I like how the film does it better. Yeah, because, like, it turns out, like, as soon as I saw the money, I saw I was wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool.
There were still things that were being withheld, like Arch Stanton versus the unknown tomb next to Arch Stanton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that was all very well done. Like, there's always something. They're always trying to, like, one-up one another.
Yeah, it's that interplay of the battle between the minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sparks are flying.
Yeah. Yeah, with to use Marvel movies as an example, it's very rarely a battle against the Mayans like this is.
Right.
It's a battle against who has the bigger gun.
Yeah. Well, Loki is the closest it comes to.
Yeah, but a lot of his entertainment value comes from, like, his one-liners. And
That's true.
Like, who he is as a character.
Yeah. Well, you can argue that this has one-liners too, but it's totally different.
But, like, it's a totally different approach.
Yeah.
Like this, like, the characters are badass as fuck. Like my favorite moment, I think, is when he uses his fucking cigar to light the cannon.
And just the way he nonchalantly decides that. Like, rewatching it, you see the moment he decides to do that, and it's just like, oh. He just lights it up. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, these characters, Yeah,
it gives them, like, an air of, like, these characters are so fucking smart that, like, you almost trust them in their intelligence.
Yeah,
they're also just, like, they're overwhelmingly
they're also constantly unpredictable, which is great.
Yeah,
you don't know what's gonna happen next. It's
I think a reason for that is how vague the morality is.
Yeah,
that's another thing that this film really deeply explores. Is especially with the context of tropes in westerns. Where good is not necessarily good, bad is not necessarily 100% bad, ugly is not necessarily 100% ugly. That's interesting. I never really made the distinction between the bad and the ugly.
Oh, really?
But here it's really clear.
Yeah.
Bad is just, he's bad and he knows it.
Yeah.
Ugly is much more complicated.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugly is like, he like doesn't, he's ugly. He doesn't really care for others.
Yeah.
He only cares about himself. But he sometimes makes that jump of trust.
Right.
He sometimes does that thing that bad would never do.
Right.
Because bad is smart enough to not do that.
Right.
Yeah.
But ugly also something that ugly does is he would, like, he would instantly switch sides.
Yeah.
He would instantly
which made Ugly a really interesting character.
Yeah. And his performance is so good. Just looking at his face running across the tombs.
Yeah.
You got that that almost like a rodent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
Well, he's called the Rat.
He's called the Rat.
He's called the Rat. Yeah. They I think they only say it once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eli Wallace, rest in peace.
Or he could have been saying the rat as in, like, oh, you dirty liar.
I think it was
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah,
okay.
I think I remember that line.
Okay. Oh, he's the rat. Tuco's the only one out of the three I think has a name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other one is just called Blondie, and the other one is just
Angel Eyes.
Angel Eyes.
Yeah. Speaking of Angel Eyes, his eyes totally make his character.
Yeah.
He's got that. That face. How much space do you have on your phone?
Plenty.
Really?
It's like 64 gigs or something.
Oh, fuck, we're good. Okay.
We're good.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it does not look like it's made in 1966.
No. Oh, very early on in the film, especially like in the first opening scenes, remind me of Stanley Kubrick.
Really?
Yeah. In the same way that it uses cinematography and space and
absolutely.
Like silence and like absence of dialogue. It was very reminiscent of like 2001 Space Odyssey.
I would say, I can totally agree with that. Yeah. And there's actually so much silence in the first two scenes. Not only sans dialogue, but also sans soundtrack.
Yes.
Yes, because from the title card, the next thing we hear is ah when the ugly was introduced.
The fucking is that a dog howling the theme or something?
I don't think it was a dog howling.
It was like some animal going but it was very obviously in the world.
Really?
So yeah, totally.
No,
did you not notice that?
No, I did not.
Oh, that was okay. So first, it was non-diegetic, where I might be getting the terms mixed up. Non-diegetic, where it's the soundtrack music playing.
Yes, that's non-diegetic.
Yeah. Then there's the diegetic. Yeah. It goes straight from the theme in the orchestra to some animal howling while they're on horses and about to rob the bank or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of the samurai films of Kurosawa, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to make that comparison. But the first part,
Kurosawa as an inspiration for this.
Yes, then, a Yojimbo sort of thing, because Yojimbo takes place in that little town, and in the beginning you see slight spoilers for the beginning of Yojimbo. You see a dog kind of carrying a human hand on his mouth, and that's how the tone of the town is set up. There's this barren place. The people are hiding somewhere, but you don't quite know where they are. It's just. Yeah, it definitely, the way the animals kind of pop in. I like how when Tuco first gets to the graveyard, there's this dog that just appears. Then he's and then the dog kind of gets scared and runs away. Yeah, use of animals, kind of Kurosawa-like. Yeah. I'm trying to think. There are definitely more things to talk about.
Yeah, we've talked about a lot.
We have talked about a lot.
I like this as a first film and a first discussion.
Oh my gosh.
We might not go this deep every time.
We might not go this deep.
Yeah, but this is a really good case where we both really like the film.
Yeah.
And there are really clear reasons why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I really like is the makeup.
Oh.
Way after Blondie heals from his sunburns, you can still see little traces of the sunburn.
You notice they didn't show his face at first.
Yes, I love that. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, and then you see his face when you least expect it.
Right. Kind of.
Yeah, in that scene which I thought was kind of unnecessary, but maybe necessary with the brother and stuff. Yeah, you see it right after they have that fight, and then you see his face, and it's oh, that's what it looks like now.
Oh yeah. Was he blonde? I don't think he's blonde. Everybody refers to him as the blonde dude. He's actually blonde. He's more like a brownish.
He's a dirty blonde.
He's a dirty blonde.
Yeah.
Dirty hair.
You would call that dirty blonde. You would call that dirty blonde.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I'm trying to think. Were there any significant cuts that are worth mentioning? Not really. I like the. I wonder if all westerns take place near Civil War. I'm guessing it's around the 1800s, the place. But this one really felt like it used the Civil War time period to its advantage. It feels such a quintessential film that portrays the time.
It also is very anti-war.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Given that the film is kind of gratuitous.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's gratuitous.
It's not gratuitous.
It's graphic.
I mean, what I mean by gratuitous is that it portrays violence in a way that makes you go, hell yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
which normally it makes me kind of. I mean, I don't know. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But that's something I struggle with ethically as someone who thinks about, is a little annoyed about how much violence there is in media in general.
Right.
But
when it serves the story so well.
I mean, violence. I mean, the reason violence is used so much is because it's such a strong cinematic device to build tension and make you go
Right. Yeah. But the violence is also used to blur the morality even further.
Yes.
When we got people's life on your hands, you're not sure whether one character is going to end someone's life versus another character who's gonna give the wounded soldier a cigar.
Yeah.
Which is a very powerful moment, I thought, when Blondie gives the young wounded soldier. It's just that's a little moment where I feel like if that moment was removed, it would have changed the film.
Yeah, they've already far established that the morality of these people are not like the trope of like always bad or always good.
Right.
But this like expands what they're capable of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally feel that.
Yeah, like the film is constantly expanding the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even up to the very end, where you wonder whether he's going to shoot the rope, or you're going to leave Tuco there. Or
and what's cool about it is, he leaves the money.
Yeah.
He leaves the money. Tuco isn't really smart enough to, like, figure out, like, why he leaves the money. But you see Tuco look at it, and he goes, he sort of looks at it weird, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, but he's still, like, struggling, because, like, he's about to die, basically.
Yeah.
And then he disappears, and then he comes back, and then he shoots it, and then it's the whole thing.
Exactly.
And then the fucking last line.
Oh, yeah, you son of a bitch! Yeah. I wonder if there was some sort of code, like, against profanity. I think there might have been. I wonder if that was actually a clever trick to, like...
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, they use the word bastard, but I don't think bastard is hardly, like, that profane. I'm just trying to think of the...
Oh, it could be... Well, I mean, the film is so gory. I mean, I doubt... Oh, well, then again, rating system was very different back then.
Yeah.
Do you remember... I think it's like PGR, right?
Yes.
So they might have been shooting for a PG rating.
That's not a PG film.
I mean, no, it's not. But given that this is from the 60s, it could be. I'm actually curious.
Well, no. The code back then is much more specific. For example, you're not allowed to have a shot of a toilet.
Oh, yeah.
And then Hitchcock changed that with Psycho by saying, "Oh yeah, there's some evidence in the toilet." Hitchcock battled the code his entire life. It's amazing. But yeah, I feel like there are more specific things. Yeah, because I'm trying to think of older films that use a lot of profanity, and I can't think of any. Like pre-67 films. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should look that up. That's interesting.
Yeah. But then by like 71, Clockwork Orange was made. And that was one of the, banned films. But I'm pretty sure there were...
You know what's even more interesting?
What?
Indiana Jones invented the PG-13 rating.
Temple of Doom.
Yep.
Because of the...
Yep.
Yeah.
Which arguably was inspired by this film.
Hey, there you go.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb coincidence. Not coincidence. I don't know.
I wouldn't... Yeah.
Yeah.
How much of cinema is real coincidence? Yeah, Sergio Leone has another film that I've seen that I know you probably won't like as much.
Mm-hmm.
His last film, after he did this trilogy, I think he did like a couple of other westerns, and then he did a film called Once Upon a Time in America.
Why don't I recognize that name?
I told you about it. I considered it for the long film expedition because the most complete version.
Is it like a 7 hour or something?
It's not 7 hours. No, it's 2:29. I want to say.
All right.
3 hours and 49 minutes.
Okay.
And I don't think you'll like it as much.
Okay.
I don't think it's as great as this.
Okay.
It's.
Given
not.
the inventiveness of the film, like, yeah, I can see how like the director, this is sort of a one shot thing.
It's not a one shot thing.
Well,
he has a lot of other great.
Well,
I think
he's not like it's not an auteurish film. That's what I mean.
Maybe. I haven't seen enough. I mean, first of all, he's only directed 7 or 8 films his entire life, I think. It's under 10 films, and majority of them are westerns. So you can argue he's not auteur, but near the end of his life, he tried out this gangster film, and he went for a totally different aesthetic. And I really like it, but
What's it called?
Once Upon a Time in America.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It stars Robert De Niro.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good. I'd give it Letterboxd rating. I'd give it a 4.5 to 5 stars. Yeah.
Oh, we forgot to say our ratings at the beginning of the
video. I mean, come on.
I mean, duh, 5 stars for me. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I guess we should get in the habit of doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, if we're undecided, say we're undecided between so and so and so and so.
Yeah, we should do stars.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, it's out of 5, but there are halves.
Yeah. Oh, should we put our links for our Letterboxd account?
We should.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I thought about starting this channel, the goal is to combine short quippy reviews on Letterboxd, the more meme-y reviews with the more long the longer, the critical analysis type of videos. Because when I wrote my Marvel reviews, I'm like, I wish I could do this more often, but I'm not that good at writing.
Mm-hmm.
So then I thought of the idea, I could keep my short quippy reviews, but then do these videos. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I like that. Mark doesn't write reviews. He just gives star ratings.
I don't like writing reviews.
But you can follow.
I'd just rather spend my time doing other things.
Right. Sometimes I feel that way too, for sure. Yeah. I think that's a pretty good...
Yeah, you want to stop it there?
Yeah, we can stop it there.
Alright, there's one more thing I should tell you about.
Okay.
Okay, so we have not decided on a channel name yet.
Oh, yes!
Okay, there's a moment during the film, there's a line during the film.
Oh, no.
That might be really good for our channel
What
name.
is it?
Alright, you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Let's see if I remember. I have to remember mine exactly. Okay.
You can fact check. I have stuff to entertain the crowd.
No, I remember. Okay. So it's the scene where, okay, I'm just gonna say the line.
Okay.
Okay, because you'll remember the moment. Okay. There are those who come in through the door, but then there are those who come to the window.
Yeah.
Or who come at the window or something.
Yeah.
So I was thinking a really nice channel name might be At the Window.
At the window? Did you say at the window?
I don't exactly remember now.
Because at the window would be a good... Huh.
Yeah, because part of it is like it's at the window.
Uh-huh.
For one, there's a window behind us.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the cheeky part of it.
Yeah.
But another thing is like this is a window into these films, but also it's talking about there's like the door, there's the main, source of where you get reviews, and they're going to do the main stuff. We're doing more underground stuff.
Yeah.
At the window. At the alternate source.
I like it.
Yeah. Another thing we can do, just put an exclamation mark at the end.
Yes.
Totally cheeky thing,
exactly.
but reference mother, just for the fuck of it.
All lowercase.
All lowercase, at the window, exclamation mark.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so we should think about it before we do it.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean,
it doesn't hit me immediately.
It doesn't. When I saw it, I'm like, that might be really good.
Uh-huh.
I was like 95% sure that might be a really good title.
Okay.
So.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot too.
Yeah.
So, I think once we make the channel, we can change the name later if we want to.
Yeah, sure.
So we might want to just make the channel, then upload the video.
Sure.
And go ahead and post it for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Just so that we can get in the habit of posting the video right when we make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta quote this line though. If you want to shoot, don't talk.
Yeah, that line paralleled.
Oh yeah.
That line. That was a parallel to the line I just said.
Was it parallel?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, no, it was a parallel because the scene also paralleled to that other scene.
Right, that did. Yeah. Because then Clint Eastwood, Blondie came in.
Yeah.
And he's like, he just
Yeah.
I don't know if that line paralleled that line.
I think it does.
Really?
I think it does. Yeah. There's a lot of times when things happen twice.
Right.
In this film.
Oh my gosh. There's actually a part where I think the script is foreshadowing, but when Tuco is tied up near the back of the horse cart, at the very first time you see Blondie capture him, and you take him to the sheriff's, and you think that Blondie's against him.
Yeah.
Tuco says something. I hope you end up in a graveyard. And it's not grave, it's graveyard.
Oh, that's so funny.
So I think that's intentional.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's totally intentional.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know that first
Exactly.
That's great.
That's why I was like, I actually made that. I'm like, oh. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Also, explosive. The fact that the explosive box said.
That made that the funniest scene in the movie.
Yeah.
When they're just going down.
They're carrying
and,
the stretch.
They're carrying a thing with explosives. It's like anyone in the right mind who saw this would be like, "Hey, stop those men!"
Yeah.
But that's part of the commentary on war. Like no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
No one's paying attention.
Yeah, they go through it, and then the box that says explosives in almost Comic Sans-y, just big font. Yeah, it's great. And the reveal, they're like, we should blow up the bridge, and then they duck. And the word explosive is just right in your face on the screen. The first time you see that box, it's just great.
It's such a great one.
Yeah.
It almost makes it like a. That whole scene is what it was. It's almost like not in the tone of the film. It was so like, what's the word? Parodic, like a parody of war.
Yeah.
Like with the captain like drunk.
Right.
And like there's no other moment in the movie that's like teething with satire.
Right. I guess you're right.
Everything else is much more about like the characters and the action and the development and the.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But that scene in particular like really struck me as like, wow, they have an agenda here.
Right. And there could be a direct reference here. There's a movie by David Lean called Bridge on the River Kwai.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the whole entire movie is based on a bridge, and it kind of becomes like it becomes like a symbol of trust between Americans and I think Japanese people. I might be wrong.
Interesting.
But then there's also don't want to spoil the ending.
That's really interesting.
But the ending basically, it's very similar to that how that scene plays out.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I just thought of something else that I want to say, but I don't remember. No, this is important. No. Oh, okay. Anyway, because I know we're gonna end the video soon.
I mean, are we?
Well, it depends on if we can still find stuff to talk. We're still finding stuff to talk.
Yeah, we can still find. We ended when we stopped talking.
Yeah. 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 It is very anti-war. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Like one thing I tried to think about is like. This film doesn't feel like it's in a 3-act structure. The 3 acts are kind of blurry.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking there were 2 like you could say the intro before they before all 3 of them meet can be 1 act. And then the rest of the film is just kind of its own thing. It's just kind of like visiting different set pieces.
I never think of films as 3-act structures.
Really?
Yeah, I think we've seen enough films where they're not 3-act structures.
I guess you're right.
Whereas it's not something where I start categorizing the film that way as I watch it.
I don't know. So it's like when I listen to sonatas, I just know sonata form. When I watch certain movies, I actually piece it like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's for the worse.
Oh wait, was that Chris? Thought I heard a door open.
A door open? We have a roommate.
Yeah, we have a roommate. We're supposed to be being quiet right now, but this room's kind of soundproof, and also
we're definitely in our normal talking volume.
Well, we're kind of loud right now.
Pretty loud right
now. We're
now.
not typically this loud at night, but
for
the majority. Just so you don't worry, the majority of this summer he's not going to be here, so.
Yeah, the roommate.
We're not doing anything immoral by starting this YouTube channel.
Right. We're not ruining people's sleep.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking like we do it down there, but this room's so colorful with all the posters.
Yeah.
Like I should definitely move some of the posters I have here to this wall so that the background's a little bit more interesting to look at.
I like it here. Yeah, it's like, or else we have to like move down. It feels like we're moving, and then we have to like set it. I don't know. I like this more.
Yeah. Plus, we don't have to like.
It's more casual, and this is where we like usually talk about.
Yeah, this is where we've been doing it this whole time.
Exactly.
Anyway,
yeah. Oh, I had something. I don't remember. Oh well. Yeah, it doesn't. Like, it's so influential, but it feels like just such a standalone sort of film. It is a crowning achievement, It's got that feeling, something about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, it's very much like, I don't know, as the movie goes on, it gets better, I think. Like, when I started, I'm like, oh, maybe this isn't as good as I... Like, the one scene that I thought was a little weird was when Tuco tried to hang Blondie, but then the cannon fire was timed at just the right time.
I almost took that as, like, that wasn't a coincidence.
Yeah.
I can see, there are so many coincidences in this film that usually you'd call that bad writing.
Right.
But it doesn't bother me here. Because, like, again, there's the metafictional thing going on where it's you understand that this is just here to move the plot along, but it's so well written anyway that it's like who gives a fuck. Like things just got so much more interesting because this happened.
Exactly.
And like so much more interesting that you're interested to see what happens next as a result of this coincidence.
Plus you hear the main theme again. So that just covers everything there.
And also the number of times that characters are put in no-win situations where if something like we didn't know about happened, that it's like surely there's no way out of this.
That's true.
Yeah, that's something Star Wars does a few times really well.
Yeah.
But this film like does it like so many more times in a smaller time period.
Yeah, I feel like millions of films try to do that, but that's where the
same with Indiana Jones.
Oh,
we've been talking about that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's where the term Deus Ex Machina was invented, where like something that has not been introduced is there to resolve a situation that seems impossible.
That's kind of what this is, but it's not. It's not an act of God. It's an act of because these characters are who they are. It seems like it seems like the result of these actions are because the characters are just have luck bestowed on them, and it makes sense in this world.
Right, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
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 And then the bad ends up in a grave at the end.
Yeah.
and
that makes total sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, one thing I was gonna say, since I do have some facts, this is an interesting part. So when Sergio Leone, the director, when they did the scene where Tuco enters the gun shop and like assembles his own gun,
that was a wonderful scene.
He knows that that's not how guns work, because you can't just take one part of a gun and put another. But Sergio Leone's like, you know what? The guy who plays Tuco, just do that. Just like assemble a crazy gun on your own. Yeah.
Wait, so guns don't take part like that? Is that
they like there was no way that gun could have existed and be functional in real life.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's really funny because in the film he looks like he's measuring everything.
Yeah.
But like apparently there's no way that could exist in real life.
That's really funny.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jumps.
Uh-huh.
In that scene where he's shooting out the targets, it's like, oh, he didn't shoot one. Fuck, what's he gonna do? Shoot the shopkeeper because he missed?
Right. Exactly.
Oh no, wait, no, he was just that good.
Yeah.
He's just being cheeky.
That's also a thing that you see so many times in other films, but that it just works there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the masterful tension building.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what this is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's also another scene where you don't see, like, the shopkeeper never goes like, "Hey, you missed." He gives you a face.
Yeah.
It's all about that non-dialogue.
Yeah. Oh, and also, how much? $20? No. $50? No. Wait, why is he going up?
Exactly. Why is he going up? Yeah, no, it's awesome.
It's like, oh, this is a robbery.
Yeah, this is a robbery. Yeah, that's so good. It's really good.
Yeah, it's like playing with the tropes in all the best ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very forward thinking, and I think actually the director has mentioned that he originally wanted to do it like a satire.
Huh.
He wanted to,
That's sort of it's almost like he wrote the film and then he weeded out all the satire, except for the drunk captain.
I don't know, but it's more like.
It's all there, but it's like toned down until that moment.
Right, I guess that's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah.
But the satire is like the blurring the morality is part of the satire for him.
Yes.
For him because of what westerns were like back then.
Yeah.
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 And actually, the early reviews of this film were not good.
Interesting.
They think it was way too violent. They think it was vulgar. There was also American pride. There was also like, oh man, the Italians are coming in.
Oh man, that's unfortunate.
Fixing our shit. Yeah.
Huh. I mean, it's so different. I can understand, especially if there's just racist tensions. I can understand that, but God, that's sad.
It's so not Hollywood, this film.
Oh, is it Hollywood?
I mean, it is. I think it is Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, but it's just, if you think about Hollywood films of the 60s and 50s, it just does not feel like that.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
In many senses, it feels more like a modern Hollywood film because of the use of the close-ups.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the filmmaking is so modern.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exquisite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this is a really good movie.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. I don't even know how long. We're not going to look at the time until we pause it. And
how long do you think it's been?
Oh, shit, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
This is going to be funny.
Let's have people laugh at us while they have the parent time code right in front of them.
Yeah. Oh, man, do we have to... Okay.
I would say 45 minutes.
I'm going to go way more than that.
You think it's been longer?
I'm going to say an hour and 10.
Hour and 10?
Yeah. I'm going to say an hour. It's been an hour and 10 minutes.
Okay, let's see who's closer.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that was a pretty kick-ass first video.
That was a good video.
Until we find out that one of us has been cut off the frame. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. No, I think we're fine.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, even it is something like that. And Watch, we haven't been recording this entire time.
Right.
Yeah,
that would be terrible.
Yeah, what we need to do is get a camera that has like a light, so that if we have confirmation that it's going. Because if we keep doing this, there's gonna be some day when like I somehow don't press record.
Right.
We do this whole spiel, and I look at it, and we go, fuck.
Yeah. And it'd probably be for like a great film or one that we have really polarizing reviews about. Yeah. Or it could be about Oogie Loves. No. The next Oogie Loves experience.
The next Oogie Loves.
Yeah.
All right. Is this where we end it?
This is where we end it.
We'll
have some links in the description. Check them out. Probably like to our Letterboxd and stuff.
Yeah. So we'll put the Letterboxd and we'll put anything else. I'm wondering if we should have that time code.
I don't think
because like, why would anyone want to skip the beginning?
Exactly. I don't think we should.
Like, they might want to not watch the rest of the video, but they wouldn't want to skip the beginning.
Exactly.
So I don't think we need anything.
I don't think we need anything.
And also for the times when we say we're going to spoil so and so, we don't need to put anything.
Yeah.
They just be like, we're going to spoil so and so. Oh, they can just click ahead a few minutes.
Right.
Okay. And I mean that's
also, it turns out that our spoiler of The Handmaiden wasn't that spoilery. We just talked about kind of how the story is.
I mean, I talked about the general like how they reveal the story to you, which I mean, in my mind, I wouldn't want to know that.
I actually think that's a spoiler. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to know that if I was watching that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's end it. We've been yammering on for far too long.
Yeah. Okay. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Oh, we should also say what time it is. What time is it?
We got to check. Are we gonna check?
Yeah, let's say what time it is.
We haven't checked since the end of the movie, so we don't.
It's
4:37.
4:37 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of these will probably be at midnight, and we'll just. Yeah. So let's see how fast we can upload this and get it.
Okay.
Yeah. Get the YouTube channel set up.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Bye.